Okay, good evening. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening to all YSB in Malaysia, Singapore, and probably around the world. As always, thank you so much for tuning in to our live talk on this beautiful Saturday night. Please allow me to introduce myself. My name is Michael, and we have Howard over there. Howard.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Howard. So we both will be your host for tonight. So what we have tonight is Mr. Darryl Puah from Penang. Darryl, where are you? You have to say something, or else you won't come out on the camera.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Just say hello.
Okay.
Just say hello. Yeah.
I'm Darryl from Penang.
Yeah. So I'm sure many of you guys probably know Darryl, especially those from Penang. Darryl started photography 5 years ago. He started off with landscape, and slowly he developed his interest in portraiture. Right, Darryl?
Yeah.
So without further ado, please join me in welcoming Darryl to share his beautiful work. Over to you, Darryl.
Okay, I introduced myself first. I started photography, I think 4 or 5 years ago. Then I started with landscape. And why I started with landscape is because I think landscape allowed me to have my own set time to play around the camera. Because when I start 4 or 5 years ago, I have zero knowledge about cameras. You know, I not even know what is ISO and things like that. So landscape, you know, it allows me to have my own sweet time, you know, play around with the camera and learn about the camera. So my first 1-2 years, actually, mainly I do landscape photography. And also because at that time I'm working overseas, so I traveling quite a lot. So landscape is the thing lah, because I'm traveling alone, you see. So I think 2018, I come back to Malaysia, you know. So and I stay in Penang, right? Then Penang is a small island. Then we do have a few good spots lah, but we don't have a lot of spots to shoot landscape. So slowly I turn my attention to portraiture. So today I want to share some of my works on portraiture. But portraiture, I think, is one of the biggest genre in photography. So it's kind of hard for me to actually, you know, to explain or to show the whole portraiture genre. So I just you know, select few photos in my collection and then I'll show it lah. So basically, I will categorize the portraiture in 4 different categories. But I think in photography, right, nowadays people start to have a lot of new category. Sometimes are a bit confusing also. You know, when I shoot street, right? So what is the definition of street? You know, some people, I ask a lot of people, some people also cannot give a definition of street.
That's not jalan lah. No.
Yeah, the thing is, I think
that's not jalan lah.
If you go down the street, anything lah, you will shoot a cat, you shoot a human, you even shoot a car, a building, is considered a street photography, right? But in some Facebook groups, right, I tried before, you know, I shoot like, you know, a building with a cat or something like that, you know. Then I post in the group in street photograph, right? They will not allow me to upload the photo because they said, oh, your photo don't have this human thing inside your photo. I was thinking, street photo, street photo, as long as you're on the street, it's street photo, right? But so I think a lot of photography, they have a lot of this weird kind of definition by themselves lah. So okay. So I'll start my presentation. Okay. Share. Then I'll shit. Wait. I close it. Sorry.
Why got unseen photographs down there?
Yeah, he recently also got some works that actually I'm not sure whether you're going to show us tonight or not. Yeah.
No lah. That one.
Children friendly, Darryl. Children friendly.
No, that one. Facebook will ban lah.
Hi Andy. I think there we have one Andy coming in.
So is my slides on?
Yes, we can see.
Okay.
Yes.
So today we talk about portraiture. What I understand about portraiture, because a lot of people have different kind of understanding about portraiture. Where's my next slide? Okay, so I will categorize portraiture in 4 major category. One of the category definitely is candid portraiture. So candid portraiture is like anything candid. You shoot snapshot, anything you go out, you shoot. Anything instantaneous one, you shoot snapshot. It's candid photograph.
Curi tembak lah. This one basically.
Curi, people don't know you curi tembak one lah. So like
the candid portraiture, is it must be smiling?
No. Candid is like the person you don't know that this your subject don't know you are taking their photos.
Curi tembak lah. That's what I say.
So curi tembak, right? Street photography also should be inside this category as curi tembak and documentary. Okay. So next. So this is the photo I think I took quite long time ago in Emmeline Street. So I see this guy, he's doing the street painting thing. Then I just capture the photos. You guys, if you have any question, you can ask along. So I don't wait for the whole presentation. You don't wait for the whole presentation, then you ask question. You can ask along so that we have more interactions.
For those who want to ask questions, there are a few ways. Either you unmute yourself or you actually type it in the chat box. Or there's also if you look at Google Meet itself, it has got one hand that is actually to raise your hand. Yeah, so if you click on the button, then either myself or Howard, we will actually give you a chance to speak. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, Darryl.
And Michael, if they type, right, you need to help me to say out the question.
We are monitoring the chat. No worries.
Yes.
Okay. So this is the first photo that I took in Emmeline Street lah. You guys know Emmeline Street or not? Emmeline Street is one of the most famous street in Penang lah. Before MCO lah. Everyone visit Penang will go to this street lah. So this is the second photo. This is the photo I took during the Qi Gui Puah, the ghost month.
Which is now lah.
And yes. Actually, I love this kind of backstage shooting lah. But sadly that we don't have this kind of thing for 2 years already. This is something that I like a lot. Okay. And okay, this photo, right, I took in Julia Street, and this guy is actually having his lunch. I just, squat beside the road and shoot him during having his lunch. But this photo, right, it's to me, right, it's not my style at all. Because if you see my photo, from now till the end, right, you will actually notice that my photo, right, I like to actually, make the subject stand out quite a bit, so that you see, when people say that when you close your eyes and open your eyes when you look at the photo, my photo, I always want to try to make the photo that when you close your eyes, you open your eyes, the first thing your eyes will focus is the main subject. But this photo, right, I just like the whole pictures, where this guy is eating his lunch, but it's not my style at all. But I think I also like the photo. So this guy is just beside that guy. It's shooting at the same place.
I remember this shop, yeah.
It's shooting at the same place because this is the lorong lah. This guy is at the lorong. Just now that locksmith is at the main road, so it's the same place.
Was it a sunset at time? The sky is burning, or?
It's not actually. Actually, it's Tipu one. It's Tipu one. But it's like it's the environment is there lah. It's just that the sky is not that red. Don't have the red cloud lah. Because I think that because the sky is too blue, then it don't blend quite good with the photo. So I just put some clouds on that white patch lah. That patch actually is blue sky lah. So I think the blue sky is not matching very closely with the whole photo, the whole view. Then this is also around the same place. Okay, so but this I shoot it at night. Also along the locksmith is just in front of this store, but this one I shoot at the same place but at night.
Derry, Andy
Yes.
Chow got a question. What is your lens for street photography? Means what is your go-get lens?
Okay.
Photography.
What's your go-to lens? Yeah.
Okay, for street, right? It's like that, huh? I have a few options, because if you ask me a definite lens for street, I will say 70 to 100, because I like to shoot people far away, like a candy shot. I don't want to disturb them, because when you shoot street, right, when people start to notice that you are shooting them, right, they will start acting a bit weird, So I like to shoot, further away. So, but the thing is, everyone knows that the 70 to 100 is too damn heavy, man. So I will opt for, sometimes I will opt for 85 lah. So 85 is not so because I sold my 85. So like just now, that few photos I showed you, right, is shooting by using 35. So it means I'm going closer to the subject, which I not normally used to. I'm trying to use 35 to shoot straight. So probably I can get a different view.
What?
But 24, I don't quite like on 24. It's like, I think 24 have too much distortion. Unless you purposely want your photo to be very dramatic, like, the bottom tilt up kind of things. But I think 24 is kind of have too much distortion. So I think the 35 is a sweet spot for me.
And then
What's the setting for this image?
Oh, this photo, right? This photo is not shoot by 35. This photo is shoot by 50. So this photo is actually I shoot with 50-1.2, the Sony latest lens.
the GM lens.
The GM lens. And the time actually Sony loaned me the lens, so I try to go out to try. Pardon me?
What's the setting there for this one?
The thing
Your eyes set.
I think it's 1.2, but I'm not sure about the ISO thing, but it's 1.2.
Continue.
Okay. So the next genre that I was talking about will be, the second category about portraiture will be environmental portraiture. So actually it's very close, the candid and the environmental. And environmental, a lot of people think that when they shoot the sexy girl with a background, right, they call it environmental. But actually, I read a lot, right? Environmental actually not means that, you have a background. It means environmental. Environmental, basically, it means that you want to telling a story of that person. So street photography, documentary, and recently, like for example, we call it Instagram. A lot of KOL like to shoot lifestyle photography. So that is part of environmental. So just now Howard asked, right, the candy category, right? You are not supposed to let the subject look at your lens, but this one you can. So this one actually you can actually partly pose your subject and things like that lah. So this is one uncle doing the crafting. Also, I think I took it around somewhere at Main Street, I think. This one is the welding guy, and this one I took with 35 1.4, the Sony GM as well. So do you notice that my photo, right, I don't like to clip my black colors. Usually I don't try, you know, when I do my post processing, right, usually I don't clip my black. So I see a lot of now younger generation, when they do like those kind of Instagram street photography, right, they like to actually adjust their photo very dark, and they have like one white spot, you know. I know where they come from lah. They just want to, you know, they probably they want to highlight, you know, the subject that they want to highlight lah. But usually I don't do that lah. I don't usually click my photos, so I will try to even when I take my photo, I will actually look at the histogram. I try not to click my photos.
So just like smooth black lah.
Yeah. It's not a definite thick black.
Not high contrast black.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is another guy. This is actually, this shop is side by side one. It's also very famous. A lot of Penang people like to go to this two shop to shoot these people doing the welding, you know, the steel work. And this guy is this guy passed away already. I forget what his name already. And he's a very famous Penang. He had this award called Human Heritage from Penang Stage. He is one of the pioneer at doing this handmade joystick, and his shop is very near to this Penang Temple Kuan Im Teng, and he passed away. So I remember and then so this photo that he is doing the big
Darryl, we can't hear you properly. I think the line is bad.
Your line. What? Jam day.
Is it the line? I think, is it the line or not?
Yeah.
Try to refresh. Just refresh your screen. Refresh your screen one time. Yeah, maybe better.
Yeah. Okay.
You downloading movie, is it?
Okay, it's coming back. Chill.
Unmute. Derry, unmute. Thank you.
think his internet speed is slow. Okay, Darryl is back. Darryl, you are mute, Darryl.
Okay. I got it. Okay, I got it.
Yeah,
Sorry,
clear now.
just now. Sorry.
No worries. If you are at home, maybe just advise your house members not to use internet for time being if your speed is not fast enough.
Yeah. My house line is very slow one. Okay.
Get another 2 more.
So we back to this photo. This photo just now I said that I took this photo during Yellowboots visit Penang. Also, this is the event where I get to know Michael and Howard.
Yeah.
And this guy actually passed away, I think, last year, and he was awarded as what do they call it, human heritage from Penang government. Okay,
he's the world's oldest joystick maker, I think.
Something like that.
Recognized as world oldest. Yeah, world oldest.
Yeah.
Mr. Lee and Lee Beng Chuan.
Yeah. Actually, I took a photo, I print out, I not sempat let him sign, he passed away already. Kind of pity one. This lady actually is doing the big FEG, and as you know that in Penang, right, during the Ghost Month, right, a lot of this big FEG, display on the roadside, and this lady is making the big FEG lah. You guys have any question or not? Very quiet leh. Okay, now we come to the third part, the third category of portraiture, and this is the most complex portraiture. It actually covers everything lah. So it covers studio photography, commercial photography, and conceptual photography. Like a lot of us that we like to ask pretty girls, do street photography. All this I think is considered conceptual photography under constructionist portrait lah. So this one I took during Bomo. Okay.
Yeah.
So this one I also go this trip with Yellowboots, and I like about this photo is the halo. That the whole halo actually is in the middle of the frame.
Yeah. What lens did you use? This one. The halo is so prominent.
This one I use that time I have what lens? I also forget that time I have what lens already. I think it's 1635.
Should be, yeah.
Should be 35
or 24-70.
Oh no, or 50.
Right.
No, that time I don't have a lot of lens. That time I think I have 1635 or 50 only.
Well, I don't remember I got anything like that. I think I also don't have anything like this.
Yeah. It's pretty nice. Just that when I see the halo in my frame, right, I try to position it in the middle of the frame.
One say PS lah. Yeah, it's true. PS.
Yes, no shot already.
Yeah.
So this photo is all we like to take lah. We ask girls shoot on the street, and this is also some posing on the street. Okay. So this is they call it what, Hanfu. So this one I shoot in Malacca. I go a trip with my friend in Malacca.
The desert, the sand dune there, was it?
The sand dune there. Wow, that day when we come back, raining, man. Walk into the sand dune and come back. It's about 20 minutes, right?
Yeah,
wow,
that's right.
Rain, you got nowhere to hide. Have to stay under the rain for 20 minutes to come back. Crazy.
No car can go in.
Now I don't know. They said they closed already. I'm not sure.
20 minutes.
And this one is a model with a background of Penang Bridge. This one is particularly the guy that asked me to shoot. He wanted the Penang Bridge, as his background. This one I shoot with 70 to 100 because sometimes, like I said, I like to shoot this kind of photo with 70 to 100 is because I can compress the photo. Because if you use wide angle, right, then the Penang Bridge will be too small. Then the photo will be not very nice.
Darryl, want to share with us your lighting system that you use for this picture? Was it? Do you bring a strobe, or do you bring a reflector or flash, or what?
Okay, I go back. Okay. Before this photo, right? This photo, all is natural light. This is the first photo in the series I have flash. Okay. So this one
on camera flash.
No. I never use on camera flash one. This one have one flash on the right hand side. Just one flash on the right hand side. Okay. Then this I'm using reflector because I think right, if your sun is bright enough and you are at the open space, sometimes I prefer reflector rather than flash. Because reflector, I mean, it's easier to control. Because flash, right, sometimes you need to control the power and things like that. But I think if you're using reflector, right, in open space and your sun is bright enough, I think I prefer using reflector. It's easier. Then this one is with I think two flash, one left, one right, if I'm not mistaken. And another thing is a lot of people think that using flash is when it's dark that we are using flash, but I think I use flash more right during daylight and bright situation, because a lot of people misunderstanding that we use flash because it's too dark, but it's not. Because you're using high speeding or your flash is powerful enough, actually you can create a very good nice scene. Like for example, this photo, right? If you don't use flash, right, it's very difficult because we shoot this thing at around 5 o'clock evening. Then the thing is that it's too bright. Then your model will be very dark. Because you have the backlight, things like that. So you need to use flash, and you will adjust a proper exposure of your background. Then you use your flash to compensate, and you adjust the power of the flash so that it's powerful enough to overcome the sunlight, so that you can have this kind of photo. But if you go outdoor shoot and you don't have flash, right, it's very, very difficult one. Sometimes it's really, really difficult. So this one also shoot under Penang Bridge, and this one also have flash, one at the front and one at the back. On the back one is just an Indian purple color and things like that. So this one also have a flash. So this one is one flash, just putting on the model, and I try to get the proper exposure of the brightness of the background that I want. Then I start to adjust, back my flash power to light up my subject. So this one is kind of fun, and this girl is a dancer, and we find this we ask her to pose in the middle of this rope thing, and this one I also use a flash. This one I think I shoot with 85.
Wide open the aperture.
Yes.
1.4. Oh.
I think it's 1.8
1.8
High spacing.
Yes. Must have high space.
And this one is a girl, and we posing at a near outside a club. And if you see my photo, right, actually I kind of like to play with colors, and I like to play with color gels, and I like my photo to have a lot of colors. And this is one of the photo that I'm using gels. The background red, the red is actually the red light on the right hand side is actually with a red color, and on the left hand side is blue color. So that you have this shadow which is blue color. So the last one will be the creative portrait lah. Creative portrait is like whatever you want to do lah. For example, I used to ask people, a lot of people is trying to have this thing of fine art photography. But after I do a lot of reading on fine art photography, right? Actually, fine art photography, it's nothing. Is you think that it's fine art, right? Because how you categorize is fine art. So is as the photographer think that it's a fine art, then it's a fine art. Then double exposure and digital art, etc. So that means that you do a lot of editing on your photography. So this is one of the photo I shot recently. Okay, so you see the light ray is edited, the smoke is edited, but of course I know I want this kind of photo already. So I know that I want to do a ray, from top. So when I shoot, right, I place my flash actually on top of the model, so that they have this like on top down kind of lights. So that when I post edit, I edit the rays, the smoke, and everything. Then this also a recent one. This is something like a double exposure lah. So I have this a portrait already. Then I'll try to do this diffusing. We just edit. It's just a post editing. Okay, this is my last photo.
So few only.
20 already.
I thought you had done a lot. Yes.
No. So you guys can ask me any question now, because like I told Michael, I don't know how to explain my own photo. I prefer actually you guys ask me question, then I try to answer your question.
I have a question now here, Darryl.
Okay.
How do you manage to shoot so many girls and all this? You must be a very smooth talker.
Oh no. Actually, to me, right, I feel that it's kind of hard for me to get models. Actually, I see a lot of my friends, right, they are really smooth talker that they can get a lot of girls. I consider myself I not really good at getting girls. But sometimes some of the models is that we collab, we have this collection going on that we ongoing thing. And some of them is because, this lady, they join me and they are so-called, they are sponsored. And if I think it's something that I want, then I will help them to shoot.
So these are paid models, right? They are paid models.
It depends on actually inside most of them are collab models, and paid models not so much. I think inside got one or two is paid only. It's like that, because after I think 1 year plus ago, I opened my own studio. Okay, so after I opened my own studio, right, I tweaked my thinking a little bit, because before I open the studio, right, I actually go for paid models. Okay, it's like, for example, people go for event shooting, then I'll join and go for paid models. Then when I started the studio, right, I tried to switch my mind, because I think nowadays it's kind of weird. Last time, right, even movie stars, right, they go to photo shooting, they need to pay people. But do you realize that nowadays, right, it's very weird, like the photographer, it's like the lowest tier in the hierarchy, you know. We always need to pay people, you know. It's like we need to pay the model, and we paid everything. We buy the gear, everything. Also, we paid. But who pay us? Nobody want to pay us. And now, as you know that now photographer people are not trying to pay you a lot, you know. They don't pay you, and they try to squeeze you. They say that, you know, all this free, you know. So I was thinking that, hey, come on, man. We are paying everyone, even we are paying the model, and the model is not paying us. And what the heck, man? Right? So after I started my studio, right, I try to switch my mind a bit. So if sometimes I try not to go for a paid model, then even sometimes I really want, right, I try to tell myself, no, you don't go, right? So I will be more willing to do kind of collecting if you if you're trying to do it, make this photography as part business, right? Then I think you must be hold yourself firm that you don't do this. So because models sometimes they come to you, right? You also don't simply say, okay, I shoot for you. But for models, I also ask them to do things that I want. Things that I don't want, I say I don't shoot one. Because you make it as a business, then every time you shoot for people free, and when people you want to charge people, people don't want to pay you. And nowadays, a lot of people trying not to pay you. And who's going to pay the photographer? You know, we have to sustain the place. You know, we need to buy the gear, and nobody pay us. And everyone, and we even as a photographer, you're going to pay the model for shooting. It's kind of weird. So I just tweak my mind try not to go with paid models because a lot of people it's not that not trying to pay I mean, if right you like last time, if I'm not trying to do it as a business, then it's okay because I position myself as a hobbyist. So as a hobby, you know, we hobby, like we go to golf, we also need to pay for the golf fee, right? You go whatever activity you need to pay for the fee, right? So last time when I did it as a hobby, right, I will go for a pay shoot. Then nowadays I try to minimize, or I try to tell myself not to go for the pay shoot.
So those ladies you shot on and those nice, very nice outfit and all that, they are, you know, they are your friends.
Yes.
So you don't. I mean, they do it. You don't have to pay them just as friends, and they do it for you.
Yes, I mean, it to us,
not
right?
Bad,
I mean, to us, right? Hey, but the thing is that if you think, right, if you shoot for them, right, they just need to spend their time during the shooting session, you see. But
they also gain nice photographs for them also.
Yes, and we spend more time,
win-win,
you know.
Win-win.
Yeah, because after we shoot, right, we need to spend hours and days to edit the photos for them, you know. So actually, we spend more effort than them, you know. And it's pretty weird that going to pay them is very weird one.
Some models are quite expensive.
Yeah, I understand.
Last year, what I did was because MCO I went to Bukit Bintang, no, those from KL, you know, Bukit Bintang, Jalan Alor, the red light area, the back lane. I went to look for these ladies of the night, those who walk the streets one. Prostitute, but I call them ladies of the night.
Okay.
So I approached one of them, talk.
So kind.
Then agreed for a certain amount. I pay her. Then I did some street scene. She did some modeling. She is a lady of the night. She knows that. No? So on the spot there, I did some modeling. Quite fun that time. Very challenging.
Yes. I think as a hobby, I have no objection, because last time when I'm doing it as a hobby, I do join all these people. You know, they organize. I do join as well. So it's just that after I try to make it as my profession, I try not to join all these paid shoot lah.
Yeah, you should go alone. So the thing is that you get a sense of adventure. You know, go alone. You approach this girl in the back lane there. You know she's the lady of the night. She's the way. Then I will walk up and down a few times, gather my courage. Then I approach her. Then MCO they also don't have much business lah. Times are hard also lah. So talk, and then agreed. I say I give you a bit. I pay you a bit to you if you agree to to let me shoot your portrait lah. You post for me. So spend about 1 hour plus shooting the back then. Quite scary also lah, alone lah. But it was fun lah. The whole thing the process was fun lah. Shooting a real lady of the night.
But for
them,
picture, right? For myself, right? I kind of frustrated lah, because I realized that nowadays, right, local models, right, they don't, you know, when they want to charge people, right, they don't really very professional, in the sense that, you know, a lot of these young models, right, they don't really go and learn how to posing and all this thing, right?
Yeah.
So you see, I think a lot of you that doing all this pay shoot, right? Sometimes you will meet some models that they don't even know how to pose. So yeah. I mean, if you want to charge people, right? I think a lot of this kind of model in Penang, I think KL is better. I don't know. Penang, a lot of these young models, right? They just come out from college, right? They don't know how to pose, right? But they want to charge you. But the thing is, like, if you treat it as a profession, right? You need to learn how to pose before you can charge people, right? If you don't know how to pose, probably you can collab with people, learn. You know, it's a learning process. Then you cannot charge people for you to learn. This is what I facing a lot of young models. They don't know even how to pose, right? They start out, they want to charge you already, like 300, 400. You know, it's like, hey, come on, man, 2 hours for 400 that you have zero experience of posing. You ask me to pay you, like, you know, a GM sort salary, you know, as a general manager salary, 2 hours for 400, you know. Correct or not? But if you know how to pose and, you know, you act professionally, then you charge people, it's okay. But nowadays, I feel that a lot of these young girls that come out from college, right, they don't even go and learn how to pose, you know, everything. They just want to charge you.
Larry, if for the collabs, how you approach for the collaboration?
Also this thing also very difficult, because nowadays, right, especially those people that on Instagram, right, like I told you, all these, you know, young girls that they don't know how to pose, they all said want to charge you one. It's very difficult one. And for collab one, usually I know the people, you know, I know the girls personally, then we talk to them, you know, things like that. I think basically that those people that I shoot, right, I know them personally, and it's really hard, you know. You go online
and they're all is not really professional or model.
No. I mean, a lot of them is not. Yeah, a lot of them is not. So I think my part is more that I know these people lah. I hardly have, you know, successful story about, you know, go online and approach and ask for collab. I think I don't have any success story yet. But it's weird. I see a few of my friends. I don't know. They're really sweet talker. You know? I see their Instagram every day got nice lady to shoot one. And I know some of my friends, they don't pay one, you know. They told me last time I know them. They say, no, I don't pay one. I will just talk to them. I say, how come you can talk, you know, sweet talk so many girls to shoot every week, every month, you know. I can't even get one, you know.
Show profile photo.
I know, because a lot of them I try to ask lah, because I see some of the models in Instagram. I see local one, right? I see, hey, they shoot with a few of the local photographer. So I try to ask them, see, do you do collab or not? I think out of 99%, they will say we only do paid shooting. And another incident, right, is even funny. I have a friend. He wanted to come to Penang and use my studio to do a personal studio shot. I mean, just for his hobby leisure. So he wanted to rent my studio. So he said, hey, then you ask, you go and find one model for me. Then I said, okay, I go and find one model for you. So I go Instagram and chat with these models, you know. Then this model said, oh no, we are paid one. I said, okay, never mind. My client willing to pay. So so he said, oh, I'm under agency one, you know, everything, you know, I'm under model agency, whatever. You know. But the time when she come, right, I was like, you know, like makeup also not properly, you know, pose. She don't know how to pose, and, you know, and things like that, you know. And during, you know, when we are talking, you know, she's like saying that I'm for model agency one, you know, we want to charge how much, you know, things like that. I was like, when I see her, I was like, burning.
Darryl, I got one idea. Creative one. I see your shots are very nice. The ladies all the very nice color, lighting and all they dress very nice dresses. All beautiful one. But for something different, shocking one. You get the auntie for us, you dress them very nice and take a photo lah. Yeah, see the reaction and see how.
Oh, actually, to me, right, you know, I'm okay one, you know, because some people look at photograph, right, as like, you know, they wanted to only shoot pretty ladies and things like that, right? You know? For me, right, I'm okay one, you know. At one point, right, I tried to shoot my friends. I also know some friend gays. So, you know, like, you know, those gays, you know, wearing like very tiny, you know, underpants and all these kind of things, you know. So my friends started to comment, you know, like, hey, wow,你咁重口味嘅, you know. It's like, but the thing is like, me, right? It's about the photograph.
Oh, something shocking.
Yeah, it's about the art, you know. It's not like I shooting gay, then I like gays, you know. Yeah, but I think a lot of people they shoot portrait, right? They only want to shoot pretty girls. To me, I'm okay. Yeah. I can shoot like plus size. The other day I tried. I think I don't know whether you guys seen some of my photo. The other day I tried to shoot like plus size lingerie before. So I tried because how many people want to shoot plus size lingerie? I think it's a very good genre. You know, plus size lingerie.
Creative.
It's a huge
thinking
like lady with the lingerie lah.
Yeah.
You know? So I try everything.
Auntie very nice, sexy clothes you take.
Yeah. Yeah, I try everything one. because I treat photography as it's an art. It's not like, you know, creative, I only shoot pretty girls.
Andy Chow has got a question. Yeah, Andy. Yeah.
All right,
please.
Darryl. I just want to know what priority are you shooting at? Use manual, aperture, or shutter? Because in street photography, you need to be, when you talk about candid, you need to be fast. What is your setup that you normally, you know, you're ready to shoot already, and you know that at least between more than 80% you'll get that shot.
Usually street, I don't use manual. It's very difficult. Usually street, I use either aperture or shutter speed. It depends on the scenario. So if I want to shoot something, I want to slow them down, or I wanted to speed them up, you know, freeze them or slow them down, then I use shutter speed priority. But most of the time I use aperture priority because in street, right, because the light situation changing so rapidly, it's very difficult for you to keep on changing on manual. Street manual is kind of easy. You shoot, right? I think half of the photo cannot use one because shoot and check is difficult. Yeah, but I mean in studio it's easier. Studio, because control environment studio, I'll use all manual.
So basically, you will set probably depending on your camera, your ISO, you will put it to a certain number that you would like it, maybe.
ISO, right? I like my ISO to be 200 one. 200 because
when you go to the place, you assess the light and all this kind of thing. Then you set
because right, you have the flexibility of when it's too dark, you can go. When it's too bright, you can go to 100. If you're too bright, you can do one stop to 400. Because now the digital camera, 400 ISO, your photo is still very, very sharp, right? So if you put 100, right, when you are too when you are too dark, you cannot go down anymore. You see, it's very difficult. So usually I like to set, start with 200. So I have the flexibility of go to 100 and 400, 100 and 400.
there's a lot of photographers around. They like to tweak their manipulate, would say, editing, very hard editing. Do you do a lot of hard editing, or you just you prefer just light editing?
Okay, the editing thing, okay, I want to share this thing because a lot of senior photographer, practically because I think, you know, sometimes they lack of computer knowledge, so they are quite unwilling to learn Photoshops, okay, or Lightroom. But to me, right, my experience, I tell you that I think if you want a good photo, right, this is the skill that you need to learn. It's a must. Okay, it's a must. Because why I think it's a must? Because people that tell you, you know, out of camera, right, it's kind of weird thing. Because nowadays, when you buy expensive camera, everyone is shooting RAW. And you know that RAW is flat profile, that you need post-production. You can't buy a 10,000, 20,000 camera and you shoot in JPEG. What's the point, right? We might as well, you know, buy a cheaper camera and shoot in JPEG. Why you want to buy a 20,000 camera to shoot in JPEG? Not making any sense. So this is the first point, right? So second point, right, is I realized myself that when you master Photoshop, right, you know, Photoshop or Lightroom, what they can do for you, right, is actually helping you. Because sometimes, right, when you say you should photograph, right, but sometimes the light condition is keep on changing, right? So you don't get always at optimum. But when you know that how Photoshop or Lightroom can help you in post-production, right, you know that the photo, when you shoot, you look at the viewfinder, oh, this photo, it's okay for me because I know what I can do in Lightroom or Photoshop. So it helps you. You know, it helps you. But if you don't know, right, you don't know whether you should, it can use or cannot use. And if you're on the street, right, it's very hard for you to every time you want to adjust until a perfect exposure. It's kind of hard. It's really hard.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, by the time you adjust everything, the moment all gone.
Yes,
So
that's why the models
aperture
are
mode,
charging.
aperture, you use aperture f and a switch. Let's say usually go to switch what time? Afternoon, morning, or evening? For switch scene, depending on what you want.
It depends. I only try not to shoot in the middle of noon. You know, you can morning until maybe 10 a.m. or maybe like 5 a.m. until 7 until night also never mind. Sometimes if your lens fast enough, right, 1.2, 1.4, right, I actually like to shoot at night because if you see my photo, right, my photo a lot of my photo is quite dark one. I like the photo a little bit of have mood, a little bit of dark. I don't like my photo, everything is very bright. Yeah.
No.
So at night you use what f 1 point something. You fix
it depends If it's very dark, right, then I'll try to open it up lah. But sometimes it depends what kind of photo you want, right? It's like if your background is too busy, then you open up lah. But sometimes if you want everything very clear and detailed, then you need to close down your picture. It depends on the situation, I think.
Okay.
Okay. Anyone else got any question for Darryl? Darryl is ready to answer anything tonight.
I'm trying my best because I'm still learning. Because I'm a very curious person. I like to try different things. Because I look back my photo, right. I'm like keep on changing my style. I try to do different things. Every time I'm trying to do different things.
So the reason photography is which type of photography are you take?
The last I'm trying to do. Recently I'm trying to do some boudoir lah, but model is kind of hard to get lah.
Boudoir.
And conceptual one I kind of like because I think Harley know the Fifi group, right? I think they quite close to me lah. So and because they are in Penang, right? They collab with me quite a bit lah. Fifi gang.
Oh, you're quite close with Fifi.
Fifi and Fiza. Yeah. So they, their group, they like to do all these creative thing.
Conceptual,
so they collab with me quite a lot lah.
Yeah, I've shot a few times with them.
They're quite good.
Darryl,
yes.
Can you explain a bit definition about the boudoir?
Boudoir,
because not many people very.
How you classify boudoir and nude?
Nude or laundry?
Actually, I think boudoir and nude is the same thing lah. It's like boudoir is I think the definition is intimacy and inside the bedroom or inside the house. Intimacy shot inside the house or the bedroom. So you see, all the boudoir shot actually is indoor one, not outdoor one.
Okay.
I just try lah, because this is the genre that I not yet really goes into. And I also tell Fifi that I'm quite interested to work with her quite a bit, because like I think Harley also know Eric Caparas. He's very talented with all these conceptual shooting, things like that. So I actually show Fifi, Eric Caparas Instagram. I say, we can upgrade ourselves, actually, go into all this kind of stuff. And also, one of the things that I always wanted to do, and I'm not doing very well yet, is light painting.
Light painting and the model.
Yeah, light painting. Because light painting, right, I find it difficult. It's because the models, because they tends to move, and light painting, because it's long exposure and the model tends to move. I try quite a bit. Every time when I look at my raw file, somehow the model is a bit blur one. It's kind of disappointed one. That's why I don't post a lot. I try a couple of times. I don't post a lot because most of the time the model is a bit blur. Yes, my camera is on the tripod already, not my handshake already, you see. But because of the long exposure, the model will somehow move,
Because some photography, the long exposure is with light painting, you need to fire a flash first.
Yeah, that one we do also. It's just somehow
also blur.
Because blur somehow they are moving. Yeah, I said, hey, you stand still, but they are moving a bit. Every time they come out, they're like it's blur. Usually I'll do like flash first or after I'll flash, but somehow
before after.
Before after, but I think before is better than after. Before is, but I'll do that soon, because I already arranged one color gel long exposure, but it's just that because of current MCO, then the model said that we postpone a bit, let the case down, then we only start, then okay.
20K. Very hard.
And I also like a lot. I like to play a lot with color gels, and I like a lot my photo with a lot of colors. And this is one of the things that I like. And I also and portraiture, I also think that light and shadow is very important. And I see that a lot of Asian photographers, they like to shoot like those kind of low, it's not low key, it's got low contrast kind of photos, right? And the kind of photos, I think, I don't like that much. I think that a photo should have light and shadow. So my photo mainly will be more contrasty.
You mean more contrast or?
Yeah. I mean, my main subject, right? I want it to be more 3D.
Oh, okay.
So that if you look back my Facebook, my photos, right, you will realize that most of my subject is pop out and you know, it is a central attraction. So when you look at the photo, right, always you look at the subject first.
Yeah, very nice, the colors.
Probably I think that you are the new breed, the new school kind of thing. It is not like Chiaroscuro or Rembrandt and all this. You are more on the newer generation where you see things differently. It is not like those days where it's low key, very low contrast kind of thing. Just now when I saw your photos and all this, I had an image of you. You are more of a modernized guy instead of the older old school.
Sometimes I have my own. Sometimes I have my own definition, lah. Like for example, right? I think a lot of photographers like to say this term. Photography can tell a story, but I personally I don't agree with this term. Even though that I think a lot of photographers will agree that a photograph will tell a story. I don't think a photograph will tell a story.
You mean the
photograph,
picture,
right?
1,000 words.
Yes. Photograph only will picture you, paint a mood to you. It's just a mood. Because your story and my story is up to our imagination. But a series of photo will tell a story. For example, you shoot a series of 5 to 10 photos of the same people, same subject, then you are telling a story. A series of photo will telling a story. But a photo will never tell a story. A photo will only, give you a mood, and it's up to your imagination to go imagine your story. So I think the term of a photograph will tell a story is actually a wrong definition.
Yeah, this one I agree with you.
Yeah.
Unless it is conceptual.
Yeah.
Because if you take a photograph and if you have to tell the people your story, the story, I mean, it's not a good photograph.
Cannot lah. My story and my imagination and your imagination is different.
Leave it up to the person, the person to look at it, leave it to his own imagination.
10%
image
will have their
will
own
work
idea.
imagination.
Yes, but you have a series of photos, right? You can guide them to tell them a story. You have like 5 to 10 photos as a series, then you can tell a story. A photo you can only tell the mood.
Yeah.
Interesting. Go with it. I know that you are a big supporter of Darryl. It seems that he actually dropped a lot of messages in the chat box. Yeah.
Try to ask questions lah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Actually, he is a light painting sifu. He can see right now,
Oh, really?
Yes.
Wow, I didn't know that. He paint what? Usually he paint what using a light?
No, I have a lot of these gears, but I try a few attempts. But it's maybe I'm kind of a kujak person. I sometimes I don't satisfy my photos, so I try a few attempts. I just don't satisfied with my work on the light painting.
Okay.
Darryl, how far do you want to go?
I don't know. I try everything. I really try everything. Because sometimes I like to listen to all this pro talk. I one time I have watched a YouTube about one very professional portrait. Sometimes olden days, right? People say, "Oh, you shoot a human subject. Your skin color must be accurate." But this particular person is a lead photographer for this Vogue magazine. And he made a statement. He said, I never shoot human, you know, in a correct, they say skin tone. If the art director tell me to shoot, you know, a human in a correct skin tone, I will tell them that I don't know. You know, but this guy is the lead photographer for Vogue, you know. So sometimes I think for a portraiture, right, I don't care about so much about the skin color, but as long as you don't off too much, you know. Yeah, the normal photo, you don't like, you know, your skin color becomes so blue or so yellow, you know, then it's okay. But unless you want to purposely make it blue or you want to make it yellow, for example, some of my gels, right, I realize that Asian photographer, they don't do crazy stuff, you know, the gel things, you know. So, you know, Westerners, they like to shoot gels in the sense that the whole skin part color is blue and the highlight is yellow. Then it's okay, what? But, you know, where the other day I tried to shoot and some friends will comment, wow, your color so blue, one. Maybe they are not used to it, but I think it's quite okay one, you know. It's depend on what you are shooting, because the genre that you are doing, it's color gel, what? Is you're purposely gel the person to become blue, what?
It depends your photography under which category, candid, conception.
Yeah.
The blue photography, blue category, blue film.
Blue category.
Blue category.
But color gel is very interesting. And when you do color gel, right, then you need to master your Photoshop quite a bit. Because when you shoot gel, then in Photoshop, right, you can tweak your colors and play around with your colors, because your skin tone is no longer a normal skin tone. So that you can actually, you know, play with your colors. Then you know to master all these colors in your Lightroom and Photoshop. I think it's quite interesting.
Are you more in advertising? In advertising or something? Your photos. Do you market your?
No, because to me, right, I think we are trying to but it's kind of difficult. I think. I mean, personally, I think it's kind of difficult because a lot of commercial, they are hooked with a lot of big agencies. Then the agencies actually look for all this kind of photographer. And to me, right, I'm just a very adventurous photo, and I'm very nitpicking photographer that are trying to, every time I shoot something, I'll try to learn something and advance from it, you see. So you see, if I tell you that I shoot portrait for like maybe 2 years, 2.5 years, do you believe or not? I from zero. I from not shooting a photographer then until whatever I shoot, it just I learned from these 2 years or 2.5 years. I think I start photograph portrait in 2018. I still remember 2018. I only start to shoot my first portrait photos. But myself, I'm a curious person. I like to learn new things, and I like to, you know, every time I shoot something, I want to learn something out of the shoot, and I will implement it into my next shoot. So that means that I want to improve myself in every shooting.
Are you a person into gears?
Gears, Like what do you mean by gears?
Like to buying
new
stuff, you know.
Chasing new gadgets.
If my pocket is deep enough, I'll buy everything.
Okay. You know, the reason why I'm asking this is because there are a lot of photographers out there. They disagree in buying new gears. They always, you know, that's why sometimes I always believe that certain gears only can do certain things. There's always a maximum point of it. Of course, probably if you do a little mile longer, you can do this. But then you take you a hell of it's a try and error thing, you know. But if you have a proper gear, I'm sure you can achieve your idea more accurately.
I think I put it this way, your skills 30%, gear 30%, and your post-production 30%. Then probably you will cap. For example, your gear, if your gear can, maximize at 30%, you buy the best gear in the world. But if you don't have the post-production and you don't have the experience of shooting, then you can only get 30 max, right? So it's 30, 30, 30. I think you should have all, But of course, same thing, If you are a very experienced photographer and you are very good at editing, but you are using a lousy gear, then you max out only 60 to 70 max.
Harry, this question, do you work with Jason Wong and Kelvin Tan in Penang?
I know Jason Wong, but I hardly work with him. And also Kelvin Tan, I also know him, but also hardly work with him. The Malacca shoot, I go with him. Just now, one of the photos with the Malacca shoot, I go with Kelvin Tan. But Kelvin Tan is very good also. His conceptual shoot is very good, and he got his thing He's kind of good. He got his thing. Kelvin Tan is one of the very good photographer in Penang.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, any more questions, guys? If no, then you'll probably end the session soon. Yeah. Any more? No? So Darryl, if someone want to follow you, how are we going to follow you? You have Instagram, you have Facebook, or?
I have Facebook BL Photography with a F Maybe you can type in the group chat there.
BL Photography, or you can share the link over there.
Okay, I'll try.
You copy the link, then everyone can click in on it. Yeah.
So.
I think I've already met you in Sony event. I think.
Sony event?
Yeah, one of the. You were there in the Ipoh and Taiping one.
Yes, Ipoh and Taiping one. Yeah, I spoke with you before.
Yeah. Okay, now I know you. You say once you say BL Photography, I know it.
Yeah, actually, Darryl, why your one is BL Photography and your actual name is Darryl? So what is BL and Darryl?
No, BL is my actual name. Like we actually last time I'm still call my name My name is Puah Boon Lin so it's BL. So last time when we go overseas study, right? So this Masale lecturer always call you very weird name So you might, as well give them a name easier for them to call. Right? After that, a few years,
they call you what? They call you what? Bully?
Every
BL bully?
Every lecturer you call you some weird name
I see. Okay. Yeah. All right.
Darryl.
Yes, Hardy.
The statement you made that old people don't know how to Photoshop. I think
no.
Very sensitive statement. This one cannot.
No.
You see my age, I do a lot of Photoshop.
Ali is actually the best Photoshop.
I mean, you are very good. In before the session start, you say that you are very good in digital art already. I mean, sometimes I also don't do that because we spend a lot of time to do one particular photo. So sometimes I try not to do it as well. So I would say that a lot. Not like you are the small part of it. A lot of, because I think they are inferior in the sense that because they don't want to learn, then they're trying to ignore or trying to say that it's not good. This is one thing, because you learn. Even my parents, right? Same thing. They are so reluctant to learn, online and things like that. Even sometimes they want to book etiquette. They need to ask me. I said, come on booking etiquette, you can do it yourself. Try to do it. After a few things, I said, you see, your friends book etiquette, they can book it by themselves. but you need to ask me to book for you. It's not that I don't want to book for you, but this is, nowadays is a living skill that you need to know, the internet thing, right? So you go and do it a couple of times, then you know already. But a lot of people, they just don't want to do it. I know it, the feeling, because my father is like, he's a big no-no, on internet, Then I mean, in photography, same thing. I think majority that the photographer that saying that, straight out of camera is very good one. Majority is old people. I think you should agree with that. Majority of old people that saying straight out of camera is the best. Your all the editing photo is fake. But now it's a fact. Nowadays we are using digital camera, and we are buying camera because we want to shoot RAW. And the RAW is a flat profile. If you don't edit, how can you use the RAW? You cannot use the RAW. And what's the point that you buy a photographer, a camera that can shoot a very good RAW, but you shoot in JPEG? There's no point at all.
Anyway, you cannot argue with these people. They are old diehards. I'm one of the younger people.
Yeah, I think you are very good. You do all the digital art. I say, you can spend a lot of time on one photo. Because sometimes I also kind of lazy.
I retired already.
Sometimes I'm so lazy. Sometimes I try to, I try to do it as fast as possible,
So BL, I have one last question for you. So normally when you do light portraiture, right? Light painting, portrait light painting, right? Normally you paint yourself and you shoot yourself, or you only shoot someone paint for you?
Okay, it's like that. Because sometimes I will, because light painting, one person very hard. You need some assistant to do it, right? So sometimes I will, group a few friends. Then they will, as an assistant, kind of do the light things.
So you are the one shooting, or you are the one painting?
No. I mean, you listen first. Means I ask them to do. But the thing is, sometimes these people, they cannot do whatever you want. So I think most of the time, I will start to ask my friends to do the light painting first. Then after a couple of shoots, and end up, they are the one that's shooting. I'm the one that doing the light painting. Because they can't do whatever I want, because I tell them, but they do every time is different from what I want. So, every time they will start to do the painting first. I'm the one that's shooting. But at the end of the session, right, they are the one that's shooting. I'm the one that painting.
So do you have any plan to try to do portrait light painting photography again? Do you have any plan? Especially indoor, right now MCA cannot outdoor MCO cannot go outdoor Since you have studio, you have all the light painting tool already. So do you still have any plan to do it again?
I have lah. But the thing is, nowadays it's kind of hard to get models because just recently, because Penang cases shoot up, right? I have a few session actually is turning down is because of the COVID cases is going high. So I will plan. I mean, of course, I definitely will do lah. I will do lah. So I need to get few people to do it. I will do it. But I think the next one will be my plan will be long exposure color gel. I think it's quite interesting. Hopefully the shot come out will be good.
I think there's quite a number of people over here I think should be very interested. So do remember to Geo, especially we have, do you know we have a master light painter over here?
Who?
Triple K.
Triple K.
One.
Oh, really?
We
have master light painter here, so I think he can paint for you and you just focusing on shooting.
But you are very good, what? I see a lot. You trial a lot of shoot. I think you're so very good, what?
No, last time Yellowboots in Penang, who spin the silver last time?
Kenji.
Kenji, not Triple K. I thought Triple K was the one who spin. Okay, all right. Any more question? No, then Howard, would you mind to arrange for group photo? Yeah.
Everyone, camera on. Camera on. Then we capture one.
So while waiting for all the cameras to be on, I think I will take this opportunity to thank Darryl or BL for coming to our channel, and share with us all his beautiful works and obviously his knowledge about portraiture. So yeah, thanks so much, Darryl. Yeah. So for those
thank you,
yeah,
Michael and Howard, for the invitation also.
Yeah, for those who are in Penang, obviously, please catch up with Darryl. He has got lots of project or activities, I think, in Penang, yeah. And he has got Facebook for us to follow as well. Yeah. Okay, smile, guys. I will take a picture now, yeah? Okay, done. Good.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, thank you, everyone. Good night.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, yeah. Good night.
Okay,
Bye.
thank you.